Hello, everyone. I return with NFL 2017 weekly picks. We are on week 10. Just a quick recap. All I have to say is, all right, I still had a winning record. I am 88 and 44 this year so far, so I have gotten exactly 2/3 of every single game right. And 88 and 44 is a very, very good record. Um, Quick recap. Uh, the Bills. I don't know if we could take Buffalo seriously anymore. Um, Tampa, you're done. Atlanta, they're not the same. The Rams putting it on the G-men. Tennessee beating the Ravens. The Jaguars beating the Bengals. AJ Green, what an interesting thing. Uh, don't know why he wasn't suspended. I know he doesn't have a history of doing that in the past, but neither did Andre Johnson. And when he got suspended for the next game, so I mean, maybe there's a little bias in there because obviously Cincinnati plays Tennessee this week, and Tennessee is my team. It'd be nice to play them without AJ Green, that's for sure. Because with AJ Green, they were still the NFL's worst offense. I'd like to play him without AJ Green. I think that would be pretty neat. So AJ Green doesn't get suspended for wailing on Jalen Ramsey. The Eagles putting it on Denver. Houston is done. They're screwed. Redskins taking it to Seattle. You can thank Blair Walsh for that one, Redskins fans. Arizona beating San Francisco. Kansas City falling flat against Dallas. The Raiders beating the Dolphins in unimpressive fashion. And then Detroit. Let's get to week 10. First game, we had the Seahawks at the Cardinals. Listen, Arizona has been held together this season, and I said it in my power rankings, by duct tape and string. And somehow the duct tape and string has led this team to a 4-4 record, and they're still very much alive. Now, this is where it's going to start to fall apart. I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. You guys lost David Johnson. You guys lost Carson Palmer. You guys are running on fumes, okay? Now, I'll admit, it's completely unfair what happened to this Arizona Cardinals team. It's not fair in the slightest. Because going into the season, a lot of people were projecting this Cardinals team to go back to the playoffs. I projected them to be the 1 or the 2 seed before the season started. And I almost don't want to say they let me down. It's more so injuries. They just got injured. They got hurt. They lost David Johnson in week 1. They lost Carson Palmer in week 7. This and they're 4-4. So they were, I think, 3-4-1 at this point last year or something like that. So that's funny. They started better this year than they did last year. That just goes to show that if Carson Palmer and if David Johnson were here, Arizona, this would be a 5-3, maybe a 6-2 team if Carson Palmer and David Johnson were healthy throughout the entire season. So, with that being said, you get the Seattle Seahawks that just lost the home game coming into your place. Seattle's going to win this game. Arizona, whoever they throw back in there at quarterback against Seattle's defense, Seattle should get the win here. 24-10. Arizona's not going to allow Seattle to score that many points, but still the Seahawks should get a relatively easy win here in Arizona. Next up, we have the Jets at the Buccaneers. This is a trap game for the New York Jets because guess who's playing? Ryan Fitzpatrick. If there's one game where the New York Jets can lose, it's this game. And I had the Jets winning the 4. Mike Evans is suspended. That's right. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and cue the Jeopardy music. Seriously. Alright, I'm gonna skip that game. I'll come back to that game. Saints at Bills. I'm picking the Saints. Buffalo, you're not going 8-0 at home. And especially not how you looked against the Jets last week. So the New Orleans Saints, the New Orleans Saints, they're going into Buffalo, and I think they're going to give you your first home loss. And the Buffalo Bills, I think, lose this game 26-21. They'll keep it close. It's Drew Brees against Tyrod Taylor in the end, and I take Drew Brees 10 times out of 10. All right, I'll go back to that Jets Buccaneers game. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Jets just because the Buccaneers are just way out of whack right now. The New York Jets, I think they get to 5-5. They've had the extra rest, and I think the Jets take this game 20-17 over the Buccaneers. I don't think Tampa will go away quietly though. Next up, Browns at Detroit. Detroit 27 to let's go 20-10. Cleveland's defense is better than y'all give credit for. Seriously. I mean, this Browns defense is top 10. They have a top 10 defense in the NFL. Cleveland Browns defense does. Considering how much they're on the field with how bad that offense is, that's impressive. That's why I was saying when Tennessee beat this team by 3 points in overtime, offense had a bad day. Yeah, but Cleveland's defense, dude, I'm telling you, that is a good defense, especially with Myles Garrett in there. And I think Detroit, I think they'll get the win. Cleveland's going to make life hell for them, though. Next up, and here we go. Cincinnati Bengals at Tennessee Titans. I am 8-0 this season in predicting Tennessee Titans games. 8 wins, 0 losses. I've gotten every single game before the week correct. I'm afraid that streak snaps. I'm afraid of it snapping. I'm picking the Titans in this game. 24-21. This game has me nervous though. This game doesn't have me Cleveland Browns nervous because at least I still expected to beat the Browns even if we struggled against them. This is a game where I'm not even sure we'll win. It just seems too good to be true to start 6-3 going on a 4-game winning streak. It just seems too good to be true. 6-3, same record as Kansas City. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Playing the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night with home field bye tiebreaker on the line. If we beat the Steelers, we get the tiebreaker over them. We're both 7-3 and we're ahead of Pittsburgh now. There's a lot of variables in here that are telling me to back up, but recent history has told me that Tennessee should get the win here. Theoretically speaking, good teams should, like the Eagles last week. The Eagles faced a struggling Denver Broncos team on offense, and they should blow them out of their own stadium, or blow the Broncos out of. You know what I mean. The Eagles played at home. That's what I'm trying to say here. If you get a struggling team coming into your place, you gotta take care of business. If you're a good team, you gotta beat them by 10+. Tennessee, same deal. You get a struggling Cincinnati Bengals team in here, worst offense in the league, 14 points a game. You gotta beat them by 10+ points. And if not, you just gotta beat them. You gotta take care of business here. This is because Tennessee, if they want to be taken seriously as a good team, which I think they are, you gotta take care of business here. There's no excuses for dropping a home game to the Cincinnati Bengals. So Tennessee, that's why I think Tennessee gets the win here. And I would like to see them light up the damn scoreboard because, quite frankly, I know they're winning. I'm getting sick of these one-score games, though. I just want them to beat a team they should beat by 10+ points instead of playing down to their level of competition. Because they've done it against the Browns. They've done it against the Ravens. They'll beat the Seattle Seahawks at home and play to their level of competition. Same with the Jaguars. I mean, we'll see. Tennessee should win, but I got my eye in this game. This is, out of the 9 games I've predicted, this is the one I'm the least confident in. Next up, we have the Packers at the Bears. Chicago, and that defense should get the win over the Packers. We'll go 23-10. Green Bay. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are bad without Aaron Rodgers. You're bad. I'm sorry. Next up, Chargers at Jaguars. Okay. Jacksonville has 5 wins this year by 22, 37, 16. They've beaten every single opponent by at least 16 points. I mean, they're winning, and they're winning impressively. I got to give them credit where credit's due. 21 points, they beat the Steelers. 22 points, they beat the Texans. 16 points, they beat the Bengals. 37 points, they beat the Ravens. And what was their other victory this year? It was the Colts, 27. Now, let's run through the quarterbacks they beat, shall we? Tom Savage, Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco in the league's 30th ranked offense, Andy Dalton in the league's 32nd ranked offense, and Ben Roethlisberger. That Ben Roethlisberger one is the most impressive, but that is a game that happens maybe 1 out of every 10 times for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get the Steelers and Jaguars again in Pittsburgh, give me the Steelers all day long. Seriously. I don't think Ben throws back-to-back 5 interception games against the Jaguars, because 2 of those interceptions, I believe, were taken to the house. So 14 of those 30 points Jacksonville put up were straight out of Ben Roethlisberger's hands. I mean, the Jaguars have been impressed. I'm not taking anything away from the defensive performance of the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they've been flat out impressive. I won't lie about that. They've held 5 of their 8 opponents to 10 or less points. That is unheard of. That is impressive. But, even in their 3 losses, Josh McCown, Marcus Mariota, they lost to him. And then they lost to... Who else did this team lose to? They lost to Tennessee. They lost to the Jets. And they lost to... someone else. I'm too lazy to think right now. The Rams, that's who they lost to. Jared Goff. Now, they're good, and their schedule is easy. So this team should have no trouble making the playoffs. But I'm not sold on this team, because the level of competition in terms of offenses they've played has been flat out weak. And the Steelers even, it's not like the Steelers have talent on paper, but they're not blowing their opponents out by 20 points a game. They put up 20 points against Detroit. They put up 19 points against the Chiefs? I mean, this is a Steelers team. They put up 23 points, I believe, in overtime against the Bears. No, 17 against Chicago. The Bears won that game. The Steelers' offense has not been impressive this season. Ben Roethlisberger has been playing like crap. That is the truth of it. I know he's got a name. I know he's won Super Bowls. But the fact of the matter is, 2017 Ben Roethlisberger is playing like garbage. And now you get Phillip Rivers. And now you get a Chargers team that's won 3 of their last 4 games and self-destructed against New England. Phillip Rivers has never lost to the Jaguars. He's 6-0 against them. I think that continues, because as good as the Jaguars defense is, and as much as I do know that they're going to make the playoffs this year, I'm not sold that defense is going to be able to contain quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz, or Jared Goff, which was evident by the loss to the Rams, Aaron Rodgers if he were healthy. The Jaguars defense isn't built to come from behind. They get a lead, they keep it. They run the ball, they get a lead, they keep it. The way you beat this team is to get ahead. Force Blake Bortles to throw the ball. And that's why the Jaguars, everyone knows what's coming with the Jaguars. Nobody's been able to stop it yet, though, because they either don't have the firepower to, or the quarterback is too inexperienced or weak. Now they get Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers, I think, beats this Jaguars team. And we're going to go 24-14 over Jacksonville. Jaguars fans, you guys can hate on me all you want. For those of you who exist to watch my video, I should say. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not going to be sold on this Jaguars team until they do something impressive. I mean, beat the Seahawks at home and beat Russell Wilson by 20 impressive. That is going to get me to raise an eyebrow. Hell, this week, if you guys completely control this Chargers team from start to finish, I'm going to be impressed. And I'm going to take back everything I said in this video. So go take care of business, because you're the better football team. Jacksonville, take care of business against the Chargers, and then I'll take you seriously. Now, next up, we have the Vikings at the Redskins. This is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. I'm going to go Minnesota here. Only because the Redskins are very inconsistent. To be fair, they got lucky last week. I mean, their Seahawks kicker missed 3 field goals in this game. Seattle self-destructed in numerous ways. Honestly, the Seahawks should have won this game by at least 7 points. And they didn't. Minnesota, I believe they had a bye week. They're fresh off a bye. It's not like they're traveling a long way. And the Washington Redskins are inconsistent. So I think the Minnesota Vikings get the win here. 23-16 over the Redskins. Next, Steelers at Colts. Give me a break. Steelers, I don't care that this team is susceptible to bad teams at some point. I don't care. Jacoby Brissett isn't doing anything against that defense. Steelers win 27-10. Easy victory for them. Texans at Rams. Oh man, what a good game this would have been if Deshaun Watson were playing. Let me tell you that much right now. Both of these offenses, whew, that would have been fun. But the Rams win. And I think they win. We'll go 30-17. I think Houston scores in garbage time. That's what I think it comes down to. Sean McVay has been doing an outstanding job with this team. And they're rivaling the greatest offense, the greatest show on turf, which is impressive. Rams get the win. Giants at Niners. Who cares? Seriously, who gives a crap who wins this game? You know what? I'm going to say the 49ers because they got to win at some point. So we'll say the 49ers 23-20 for the heck of it. The Giants are in disarray. They're dysfunctional. They've lost their head coach. I mean, this team is bad. Sorry. Cowboys at Falcons. Ezekiel Elliott plays this game. Dallas, I think, wins. If Zeke Elliott doesn't play, Atlanta wins. If Zeke Elliott plays, I think the Cowboys win this game 31-28. If Zeke does not play, Atlanta wins this game 27-20. Depends on that, because I know I just saw his suspension. Atlanta, you got to get your shit together, because you're 4-4. You're falling out of it fast. There's 7 teams that have at least 6 wins in that conference. You're 4-4, and you've lost to the Dolphins. Get your crap together, dude. Next up, Patriots at Broncos. We really got to suffer through this crap on Sunday Night Football. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely watching Walking Dead over that. Patriots. To be fair, Brock Osweiler did beat this team a couple years ago. And they did have pretty similar personnel on defense. Denver did. That's one angle. I mean, that's the glasses half full department from that game. Other than that, Patriots, I think, win this game 31-13 over Denver. Denver's offense isn't doing much of anything. Next up, Monday Night Football. Oh, God, you're going to make me suffer through that again. What kind of primetime games are these? Seahawks, Cardinals, Patriots, Broncos, Dolphins, Panthers, Miami traveling to Carolina and Miami's offense taking on the current #1 defense in the league. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. Now, Carolina wins this game. We're going to go... Miami's got a decent defense. I'll give them that. But we'll go 24-7. Take the under in this game if there is, if the line is under like 40, anything under 40, take the under, seriously. Panthers win. Those are my picks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys next time.